When I used to live in Australia as a medical doctor, I used to earn a good income as a medical doctor, being a senior registrar in the emergency department in Gold Coast Hospital. But my life was after money. I went from job to job, earning more money to more money. And wallahi, as more money came in, my needs went up. Suddenly we needed a new car. Suddenly we needed a second car. Suddenly the children had to go to from public schools to private schools. Suddenly we needed to live in a better home. Suddenly we needed to go for a more expensive holiday. Suddenly all that extra money went away. And when it came for Hajj, I didn't have extra money to go for Hajj. When it came to take my family for Umrah, I had no extra money. When it came for Sadaqah in Ramadan, I had nothing but zakat to give. Ya ikhwati, don't lead such a life. It is a cursed life. Don't lead such a life. I can tell you, as a doctor, I earn far more than many people make in their own jobs. But it's a cursed life because your needs go up at the same time. But rather work for the akhirah, ya ikhwati. Even if less comes to you, your needs will be less and your contentment is far more. Who is there that can compare to the contentment of a slave of Allah Azza wa Jal when he works for the akhirah, being free of the needs of this dunya? Who is there that can compare to the contentment and the love between a husband and wife that is helping each other to work for the akhirah when their needs are less and their happiness in their hearts are more? Who is there that can compare with this, ikhwati? No one can. My brothers and sisters in Islam, look at the happiness of the Prophet ﷺ, the man who used to give the giving of someone who never ever feared poverty. Ya Bilal, anfiq wala takhsha min dhil arshi iqlala. My Shaykh, may Allah have mercy upon him, used to say, look at how much Allah has given his enemies. Look at how much Allah has given his enemies to fight his religion. Look at how much Allah has given his enemies to kill Muslims, to destroy Islam, to try and harm Islam. Do you think, O Muslim, the one who is in the party of Allah, the helper of Allah, that Allah will withhold his money from you? If you work for Vodafone, does Q-Mobile pay for your salary? If you work for Vodafone, Vodafone pays for your salary. So if you work for Allah, why do you think your boss pays your salary? Ikhwati, it is Allah who pays for it. Your boss is merely a means and a tools. Our work today, our professions are merely tools, means for the wealth that Allah has already written for us to come to us. And wallahi, if we didn't have this job, had something else, even the same thing, the same risk that Allah has written would come to us, nothing could stop it. My brothers and sisters in Islam, the worst of emotions through which the shaitan controls us, through which politicians control us today, through which the media control us today, is the emotion called fear. The fear of everything else is something that curses you, that's something that shackles you to the ground. But it is the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that liberates you. Because indeed it is shaitan who draws people to fear, who tells people to make decisions based on fear. Fear of poverty, fear of being unable to pay the rent, fear of being unable to put food on the table. Fear of all of these things shackle you to the ground. Take you away from the true human being that you are. We are the same flesh and blood as Umar. We are the same flesh and blood as Khalid and Walid. We're the same flesh and blood as Salahuddin Ayyubi radiyallahu anhum ajma'een. We are the same flesh and blood. But we are a different character because our minds have deceived us and our hearts have left us.